Good evening, sir. My name is Shivam Saraswat. I am from Mathura, the holy city of Mathura, situated in Uttar Pradesh and west of Uttar Pradesh. Um, Sir, I am a third year student in psych school and I am currently pursuing OAD course under you. Sir, I will be talking about how OAD applies to our organization, and then I will discuss about a topic which involves principles of object-oriented systems. So, sir, how we can map object-oriented analysis and technology in our software development or software industry? Sir, main reasons are why we should adopt this and why we are using it nowadays prevalently, because first reason is the compactability. Like, the code is very compact. Because of this, it increases the readability of the code, and we make the code very structural, and in case we want to make any change in the code, we can just modify a particular part of the code, so we need not to change the whole code to make a small change in it. So that is a major advantage and saves a lot of time for a company, and that's why this methodology can be used for the future projects or current projects also. And for using like properties like abstraction, which I will be talking in the principles, we can reuse the code again and again, and for we need not to build the code from the scratch, which can be a very time consuming process. We can just use our abstraction property of our OAD systems, designs and all, so that we can easily map it. So, sir, I will be presenting the principles of object-oriented system. That is the topic I have chosen today for this seminar, short video. Sorry. Sir, let me present it. Sir, as you can see on the screen, principles of the object-oriented system. My registration number is 18BIT0061. So, sir, the four main principles or four major principles that we can say object-oriented, that makes an object-oriented system what it is. If any one of them is absent from it, we cannot call the particular system as an object-oriented system or a design. So the first property is abstraction, which I will be going in detail, and encapsulation, then third is modularity, then the fourth is hierarchy. So, sir, what abstraction means? Abstraction mainly focuses on particular characteristics of a class. In this, what we do is we are particularly extracting a particular characteristics from the object or the class which we find useful for us, and we are just ignoring the extra properties or accidental properties from the particular class. This helps us to make conceptual boundaries. Conceptual boundaries means we can divide the code in a more structural way, because if the abstraction is done properly, and which is abstraction is highly relatable to perspective of viewer, as defined by the Grady Booch in his definition of abstraction as follows. An abstraction denotes the essential characteristics of an object that distinguish it from all other kinds of objects, and thus provide crisply defined conceptual boundaries relative to the perspective of the viewer. Then there is encapsulation, sir. In encapsulation process, what we do is we just bind to attributes and methods which are involved in a class, and we hide the methods, like the what we call the only all the details, internal details about the class, what it was, like private things, so that we can maintain the confidentiality of our code, and the user can only use the methods we are providing, and he cannot view the characteristic of our classes, so that this way we maintain the confidentiality of our code. The third part is modularity. So modularity is process of decomposing a problem into a set of modules so as to reduce the overall complexity of the problem. So, what we can like, if we are developing a particular project, there would be a lot of functionalities involved in it. So if we make all the functionality interdependent, then if one part of the code fails, then the whole code will fail. So to avoid that, modularity concept is very important, in which we divide the particular big code into multiple sections so that we can reduce the complexity as well as the interdependency between multiple codes. Reduce it, like we cannot completely eliminate it, but we can reduce it to a very high extent. Modularity is a property of a system that can be decomposed into a set of cohesive and loosely coupled modules, as defined here by Booch. Now the fourth part is hierarchy. Hierarchy is a ranking or ordering of abstraction. Like the first property that we discussed was abstraction. So ranking of that abstraction can be defined as hierarchy as per Grady Booch. Through hierarchy, a system can be made of interrelated subsystems which can have their own subsystems, so on until the smallest level component are reached. Like we can just divide, it follows basic divide and divide and conquer policy, in which we just break down the code into multiple levels so that we can reduce the complexity to minimum. This plays a very important part, while this and modularity plays a very important role in reusability. There are two types of hierarchy. One is a hierarchy. The second is part of hierarchy. Is a hierarchy is a hierarchical relationship in inheritance where a superclass or a number of super subclasses may be derived from the subclasses and so on. For example, if rose is derived from flower, then rose is a flower. So this is a hierarchy, and part of is defined as an aggregation. It is a part of a whole class. So we can define that a flower is composed of sepals, petals, stamens, and carpel because they are a particular part of it. So we will call them a part of flower. So we will define it as part of hierarchy. So these were the four main principles of our thing, and it was very interesting to do this type of DA, and it was a new thing for me and new experience. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. I really appreciate it, and thank you so much, sir, again. Have a good day. Bye.